Hi everybody, I had to show this. I'm Kimmie Rose and this is the weekly vibe and mantra. It is July the 8th through the 15th. I can't believe that. Your vibe attracts your tribe. This is a good one because this is what it's all about. We are in a time of really whatever energy we're putting off, we're bringing that into our life. And whatever energy we're putting out there, we're clearing things. But we don't have to worry about it because that's what everybody's doing, is freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, if I think the wrong way, my husband will cheat on me. No, that's not how it works. You have a vibration inside of you. You have a map of your life inside of you. And that map in your life of every experience you've ever been through, every feeling you've ever had, every person you've ever had, all ties into even before you came here. And before you came here, you made a plan. And that plan was that you were going to come down into this earth plane and you were going to occupy this body. So guess what? You got to feel. You're not going to get out of the body. You're not going to get out of the feeling. A lot of people go around in this lifetime and they're like, I'm not going to feel. I'm going to make it myself so tough. I'm not going to have emotions. I'm going to tell you something. As long as you're in this physical body and you can walk out on the street and get hit by a car, or you can stub your toe or anything. I could go on, but you are going to feel. You can't escape your feelings. And I know because I have been the master at trying to do that. And I have had to step into myself. And I will tell you, I went through an intense state of pure, crazy darkness. And I want to talk about that because a lot of what I teach is based on Carl Jung's theory. I talk about that in my book, Wake Up Your Intuition. There's a little plug there. I talk about the collective and how we're all connected. And through that connection, we are all creators of experience and we're all creators of life. So what I want to do is talk about this week's vibe. I'm going to talk a little bit about what Carl Jung said. And what Carl Jung said, he talks about darkness and he talks about light. And right now so this Thursday, I want to talk about Pluto. I've been talking about Pluto and I've been talking about how Pluto is opposing the sun. Pluto can be kind of like Reaper-ish almost feeling. And also when we get into the eclipse, which is this Thursday, the eclipse usually makes you face your poop. That's the best word to use. It makes you face those things. It makes you face parts of yourself. It brings out naughtiness in people or anger in people. It makes people kind of come at each other, and what it will do is, if you are not aware of this, which I want you to be aware, it will project, literally project, blaming here, blaming there. Carl Jung said, and I really want to share this because this is a perfect example of what's going on right now. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. That's a huge thing. Now, that's a hard thing because, most of us have went through our lifetime trying to stay away. Like me, I don't like scary movies. I don't like anything that's kind of like scary and dark. And I don't even like the dark, to be honest with you. But I've had to face that. I've had to see things. I've had to look at parts of myself. And that is what, right now, this energy, July 8th, all the way through the 15th, and you're going to see it go a little bit further than that. That energy is bringing that darkness out. And what happens is when you don't want to see the darkness, you hide. And then you grab onto your light, make yourself as light as possible, and you project it. And you blame it on someone else. That's usually how it works. And so that's one of the things I've been working on because, boy, this gossip thing, I just talked about it when I posted the video. Does anybody understand why people gossip? Because I don't understand it. Just say it straight up. And then what happens? I'm gossiping about being gossiped on. Okay? So we are all one. And so maybe what we need to do is just see in people that there's something going on in them and we just can't take it in. And it is so hard to do that sometimes because when you are a feeler, you feel. So this week, you're going to see your shadow. okay? That's what the eclipse is about. But don't be afraid of your shadow. You ever remember that? What, I forget the old movie, but it's the shadow knows. The shadow does know. Your shadow self knows the truth. You can't hide from yourself. I know that. I spent many years thinking I was getting away with things and like not taking care of myself. And guess what? At the end of the day, I still had to look at me. Didn't matter who else in my life I felt like I could hide it from. It was me. It's how I feel. And it's the same with you. So this week is all about really looking at the shadow. But guess what? Out of that shadow, a star is born. This is your birth. And I really want you to know that for a star to be born, which you are a light, you are a star, just like the stars in the heaven, there's one thing that must happen. This gaseous nebula must collapse and crumble. This is not your destruction. This is your birth. And that's how it works with a star. And you are that star. So this week, it is really important to not be afraid of your shadow. If people say things to you, don't take it in like in a way where you're like, or offended. But if it rings a little bit true, go outside, or you can do it in the light too, and look at your shadow. Dogs do it. They bark at their shadows. I know I used to chase my shadow around and step on it. Just don't step on yourself. But take a look at your shadow. Take a look at yourself. And out of that shadow, a star will be born. This is a week if you can really not be afraid of those things that you've been tucking away. And guess what? You're going to see them because Thursday's going to bring those things up. I would say allow those things to come to the surface because those are the things that are your greatest talents. You're going to actually see things that you've been tucking away. Maybe you've been scared or afraid. Your greatest talents are going to rise to the surface and a star will be born. That's the key. That is the key. So this week, again, July 8th through the 15th, kind of we started on the 7th, is all about, this energy of the shadow, but it's seeing it, embracing it, and seeing your gifts come up. Let's look at this in a positive way. When somebody says something to you, do the opposite. Look at it, bless them, and let it go. And gosh darn it, that's hard, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to lie, I have a hard time with that one. But I'm working on it, and doing this helps me. My friend Skip's here, and he's going to be, I know what he'll be doing. He'll probably have a camera in the morning when I wake up, and I'm like, oh, it's really early, and I'm like, oh, I'm going back to bed. Face yourself. You're up too late. Guess what I get done? I get more done at night. Okay, but let's balance. How can you see yourself and balance life a little bit more? And that's what this week is about. And I'm so excited because we have 3 eclipses this month, and we're going to share a lot of really awesomely cool things. And I'm going to share the mantra. And the mantra is literally a wonderful way of you like looking in yourself and totally connecting and manifesting something really positive out of this. So I always start out by the Kimbala. I'm just going to ring those bells. Here they go, ringing them just with my finger. Isn't that amazing? Magic. Remember that your greatest talent is so much more powerful than your biggest fear. Remember that your greatest talent is so much more powerful than your biggest fear. You have talents inside of you. You have a star inside of you waiting to be born. If you can look at your fears, the shadow knows. It will show you just who you are. I'm Kimmie Rose. Join me every week. And also, I have other people that are connected to Light the Way who will be sharing videos, and you can hit subscribe. You will get the video delivered right to your inbox. And hey, I'm learning this YouTube thing, and I'm glad to be here, and glad to be part of this. Please, if you can, I have a question for you, and would like everyone to kind of give me an answer. What is your greatest fear? And the next question is, what are your dreams? go ahead and comment, and I'm going to give you a mini reading on those because I have a plan this week to help you through this, and that's what it's about. And I just wanted to say namaste, bless you. Have a great, great summer. I can't believe we are almost through the summer. I am going to enjoy spending time with you. I'm Kimmie Rose, Light the Way, Prisms of Light. Thank you.